Have you ever wondered why some dogs, despite being showered with love, are still so anxious? They have delicious food. They have a comfortable bed. They have lots of toys. They even get hugged and petted every day. Yet, as soon as their owner gets up to pick up the car keys, their hearts start racing. Just a small noise. They jump. Just a stranger entering the house. They instantly tense up. Many people think the reason is the breed, or that they are shy from birth. But dog behavior researchers have discovered something far more interesting. What determines whether a dog is calm or not isn't the amount of love it receives. It's whether it feels safe enough in the world around it. These are two completely different concepts. You may love your dog very much, but if every day its life is unpredictable, it will always be on alert. Imagine living in a house where everything is normal today. Tomorrow, everyone gets angry. The day after tomorrow, the rules change. No one explains. You'll never truly relax. That's exactly how many dogs feel. Not because they aren't loved, but because they don't know what's going to happen next. And surprisingly, it's the little things you do every day that determine that feeling of security. Some actions only take seconds, but a dog's brain can remember them for months. Today, we'll explore 10 such things. Maybe after this video, you won't change the way you love your dog. You'll just change the way you make it feel safer. And sometimes, that's the greatest gift you can ever give it. If you observe a completely relaxed dog, you will notice something very interesting. It doesn't constantly look around. Don't be startled by every sound. Don't stand up and then lie down again after just a few seconds. It sleeps deeply. Breathe evenly. The body relaxes. It's not just a sign of fatigue. It's a sign of a brain that believes everything is fine. What creates that feeling isn't delicious food or an expensive mattress. It's stability. A dog's brain is always trying to answer a simple question. What will happen next? If the answer is always clear, the dog will be calm. But if things change constantly, their brains will have to work non-stop to take precautions. For example, today you allow your dog to lie next to you while watching TV. Tomorrow you chase him down just because the chair has just been cleaned. One day you called him again because you wanted to hug him. For humans, these are just very normal decisions. But with dogs, those are three completely opposite messages. It doesn't understand that you change because of circumstances. It just knows that the same action produces three different results. When that happens dozens or hundreds of times, the dog will start to become hesitant. It looked at you longer before stepping onto the chair. It hesitated when it heard a familiar command. Sometimes you think it's being stubborn, but really, it's just trying to guess what the rules are today. It's worth noting that the most confident dogs often don't live in perfect families. They live in consistent families. Meal times are almost the same. Walking hours don't vary too much. The rules rarely change. It's not because dogs like boring lives, but because when they no longer have to worry about what might happen, their brains have more energy to explore, learn, and enjoy life. And that's just the first layer of feeling safe. What follows is much more profound, because there's something that many people accidentally take away from their dogs every day, even though they don't realize it at all. There's a moment almost every dog owner has experienced. You walk into the room, you see a chewed-up slipper, or a torn pillow. You turn and call your dog's name. It immediately lowers its head. Its ears are tucked back. Its tail is lowered. Its eyes avoid yours. Many people think it knows it's wrong. But what dog behavior experts observe is different. In most cases, dogs don't remember actions that happened minutes or hours ago in the way humans think. What they actually read is the emotion on your face. Your voice changes. Your footsteps become heavier. Your body tenses. These are signals that dogs are extremely sensitive to. So, when you get angry long after the incident has ended, your dog's brain doesn't connect the action to the consequence. It only knows one thing. The person I love has suddenly become scary. That's why many dogs start to become reserved. Not because they understand they've done something wrong, but because they can no longer predict when you'll get angry. For dogs, an unpredictable world is always a world they have to be wary of. If you want to teach your dog something, timing is far more important than intensity. A word of instruction right when the behavior occurs is clearer than dozens of scoldings afterward. And when a dog does something right, even a very small thing, let them know immediately. Because a dog's brain learns fastest when the right thing is clearly shown, not when the wrong thing is repeatedly pointed out. Interestingly, after dogs understand the rules, they begin to look for something even more important than the reward. That is the feeling that their owner is always reliable in every situation. And that will lead us to the next step. Humans are always looking at the clock. We rush to work. We rush to answer the phone. We rush to finish our tasks. And unintentionally, we start treating dogs with the same pace of life. You call it over. Less than 2 seconds later, you call again. You tell it to sit. If it doesn't respond immediately, you repeat the command louder. Or when walking, you constantly pull the leash to make it quicken its pace. But dogs don't live in the world of clocks. They live in the world of sense, sounds, and observation. For a dog, stopping for a few seconds to sniff a tree trunk isn't a waste of time. That's how they read the news about the world around them. Each scent carries information about other dogs, animals that have passed by, even the slightest changes in the environment. When things are always rushed, dogs begin to learn that they don't have time to process what's happening. Over time, many become more agitated, react impulsively, or have difficulty concentrating during training. Surprisingly, calm dogs are often not calm because they are more trained, but because their owners know when to slow down, just a few extra minutes during a walk, a few extra seconds of waiting before repeating a command, a little more patience when the dog is trying to understand what you want. To you, these are just small moments. But to your dog, it's a feeling of being respected, heard, and learning at its own pace. And when a dog feels there's no need to rush anymore, it will begin to show its true self in a way that surprises many owners. Do you know what makes a dog run to you the moment it hears its name? Many people think it's because of the food, or because it's very well trained. But the truth is much deeper than that. Over time, a dog's brain doesn't just remember commands, it also remembers the feeling each interaction brings. If every time you call, it's only to scold, bathe, or end a play session, its name will gradually lose its excitement. But if most of your calls end with praise, a pet, or simply a few minutes of fun together, its name will become the sound it always wants to run to. That's how trust is built, not in one day, but through hundreds of tiny moments. This also explains why many dogs still like to lie next to their owners, even when there are no food or toys there. They're not looking for rewards. They are seeking the peace that only you can provide. For dogs, their owner is like a safe haven. Just knowing you're nearby can stabilize their heart rate when they encounter something that makes them anxious. That's why dogs with strong bonds are often more confident when exploring the world, not because they are braver than others, but because they always believe that, if something happens, there will be someone there for them to return to. And that feeling of security is the most precious gift any owner can give their dog. If you had to choose one thing that's most important in the relationship between humans and dogs, it probably wouldn't be the commands they know, not the number of toys they have, nor the amount of money you spend on their care. What dogs always look for is someone they can trust every day. You'll be busy sometimes. You'll be tired sometimes. You'll accidentally forget a walk or come home later than usual. Dogs don't expect you to be perfect. What they need is to know that even if today is different from yesterday, your love and care remain unchanged. That's why small habits make a big difference. A gentle call, a walk where you let them explore at their leisure, a reciprocal glance when they look at you, or just a few minutes sitting together without interruption. These things seem so normal to humans, but for dogs, it's proof that they're still heard and belong here. Perhaps that's why the most loyal dogs aren't the ones with the most perfect lives. They're just lucky to have someone who tries to understand them more each day. And if, after watching this video, you can only change one thing, start by observing your dog more. Don't just look at what it's doing. Ask why it's doing it, because many of the behaviors we call difficult to understand are actually just a dog trying to tell the person it loves most, "I trust you, and I hope you'll try to understand me too." That's perhaps the most beautiful thing about the friendship between humans and dogs. No language needed, just trust built day by day in the smallest things.